stick to the question.
Sawubona Josie.
Njani?
Siyaphila kunjani?
Ngiyavuma umntwana fanele adiscipline athize how we say it and being careful ngayo. Abantwana they are very manipulative. Abangabona ukuthi kuthatha ama-sides abo, they'll take advantage. And I totally agree with you, Mpilo. Akekho umuntu fanele ashaye umntwana. But at the same time, let's discipline this kid. If anything happens to a child, a parent will say, umntwana mishiye ezandleni zakho.
Yes.
After, but
The topic is so right, Penegant. Apparently, there's an incident somewhere that concerns a scholar transport driver. It's alleged that the driver, the scholar transport driver, give a sharp. Utrapile Elena. People, a child, for God's sake. And this thing is causing rift between a radio personality, I was revealed, Coach Josie FM, with listeners, girlfriends of the scholar driver. Bruh, my guy, whoever you are, usnai, ushama. Your business should be taken away from you. Under no circumstances you are allowed to beat up someone else's child. For God's sake, a child, no matter how disrespectful the child can be, bruh. I don't believe this. I honestly don't believe this. And people are fighting on Josie FM, defending the driver. These are parents, women. Women, they say refiller shouldn't be emotional or take the matter into heart. Because the presenter was like, no, man. You can't come here and justify for beating someone else's child because the child was rude, because the child was drunk, because the child is disrespectful. Speak to me as the parent. For God's sake, I pay you to transport my child. Speak to me as the parent. For God's sake, I pay you to transport the child. And then the guy apparently, he even dragged the poor child who pass. Yeah, guy on a car, il pass la vaisa di news. And then there's listeners on Josie FM defending here and there. They defend the driver. These are boyfriends and girlfriends. I can tell you now for free. Josie FM is the biggest community radio station in South Africa, in Gauteng, more especially in Soweto. It's very easy for girlfriend and boyfriend to defend each other on a community radio. That's what I've picked here. My guy, you are paid to transport that child. If the child is unruly, let me know as the father. If you feel like the parents also are as the same as their child, so be it. Cancel the transaction. Cancel the business transaction. You're not gonna move my child because me as the father, I don't discipline my child also. So me and my child, you find us the same as being disrespectful to you, maybe as the driver. Cancel the transaction. That is easy. Who are you to come and discipline someone else's child? For God's sake, they came for you for a service, which is to take the child to school. No matter how unruly the child might be, it's not your business to touch them with your hands, for God's sake. How do you defend such rubbish on a community radio? As Josie FM listeners, as the people of Soweto, for God's sake. As the people of Soweto, for God's sake. We defend nonsense, we defend rubbish. There's no any other person from the street who's allowed to beat up your child, especially when you pay that person. If you feel or my child is disrespectful, and me as the parent or the parents, we are disrespectful also to you, cancel the transaction. Simple as all that. We're not gonna deal with Tom Cops in this lifetime. You provide a service for God's sake. If you feel like you're not happy with our kid, our child, us as the parents, cancel the transaction. Go find 800,000 rand somewhere else. Because this one is disrespectful. I can't pay you month end, and at the same time you beat up my child. It doesn't make sense. Somehow these drivers, man, these so-called scholar drivers, they are so unruly and unprofessional. Never hold koponyana here and there. Every business you provide, it has to be professionalized. Somehow there must be professionalism about you, the driver, the Uber driver, the taxi driver. Whatever that you do with the business in townships, provide service. You leave your spaza shop, you leave making quota for me and cutting chips and frying chips to come and beat up a client. You want to come to a community radio station and justify that nonsense. No wonder people fail in life. And then this driver, tomorrow he still wants to drive another kids to whatever school. I mean, if our parents who happen to use that guy, whoever the guy is, transport services, today as the day ends, I will cancel that nonsense guy. I mean, that's bullshit, utter rubbish. With immediate effect, you cancel the transaction with the driver. This month, my guy, thank you very much. We are done doing business with you. Simple as all that. No wonder white people's businesses succeed and Indians' businesses succeed. It's because they don't take rubbish. They don't justify nonsense. People are out here on Josie FM justifying rubbish, defending the driver. Because it's not their child. It's their boyfriend. It's their brother. It's their cousin. It's their fellow colleague on the road. Jeez, man. Hi, South Africa, man.